Very many of you may have seen the trending video of the Honorable Minister of FCT, Honorable Nyesom Wike, in a Thanksgiving Mass, precisely at St. James Anglican Church in Asokoro, all the way in Abuja, where he was raining attacks, or better still, where he was campaigning against Mr. Gregory P2B. According to his own words, he maintained that P2B can no longer be the president of Nigeria, assertively saying that his time has passed. He also accused P2B of not conducting local government election in Anambra state when he was the governor of the state. There are so much he said, but this video is going to be an eye-opener because I realize that many Nigerians are not good students of history. Therefore, it becomes very pertinent to actually highlight what the truth and what the facts are. But before we progress, this video will certainly remind you once again when I say that failure of political leadership in Nigeria has succeeded in empowering the church. Yes, otherwise, why would the vicar of that very church, the parish priest, present such a ground to a politician during mass to rain attack on a political opponent in such a malicious fashion, or better still, campaigning right inside the church? Let's watch the video.
These are the same people that want to rescue Nigerians. You are Minister for Interior here to go and get a international passport. You will spend weeks and months and years before you get the international passport. But look at a young boy. Look at a young boy. See what he has done. Within hours, you got your international passport. And yet, you come and tell us Nigerians are angry. Nigerians are angry with you for not making it possible for us to have an international airport international passport as quickly as possible. Nigerians are angry with you. Nigerians are what? Angry with you. How can Nigerians not be angry with you? Today, in 1999, you are in this party. In 2006, you are another party. In 2014, you moved to another party. In 2019, you came back to another party. That 2025, you are moving to another party to rescue who? You want to rescue your stomach. It's not Nigeria you want to rescue. So let's tell ourselves the simple truth. Some of you have sympathy for somebody you don't know. I'll say it. And that's where he nearly made us to make a mistake. He said, P2B will be president. President where? Some of you don't know somebody just out of emotion. For 8 years, he was governor. He never conducted local government election. Never. That time Nigerians were not angry. Nigerians were happy that you refused to conduct local government election. 8 good years, you were governor. That one was democracy. That's why you define it to be democracy. Only you, governor of all the local government. And none of you ask questions. Now they will come out and begin to talk. Democracy is not working. But you worked under your own, staying alone. To be chairman of local government, to be governor, only one man. The time has passed. They won't have the opportunity again. You say you formed coalition for 18 months, which means the president was in office for 6 months. It's time for they cannot stay out of power. Unfortunately, they have stayed out. They will come back. They will not come back. If Tinubu's government will not work, I will not support.
Well, I'm pretty sure you have seen that very video. Before we dive into facts and figures, why do I say that failure of political leadership in Nigeria, in Africa, empowered the church? If not because of politics, why would a parish priest, allow such an eyesore? And again, it is obvious to cat and rat in Nigeria that politics, that campaign has actually started. And this time, maybe starting from the church. If not because the church has been compromised in so many fashion, Al Benicio, the vicar of that church or the parish priest of that very church, ought to have informed the politician that you should be mindful of the things you say here, because here is the house of God. I mean, there is nothing wrong in a politician highlighting some of his political achievement, which is normal, but not turning the house of God into an avenue for campaign, maliciously and even falsely accusing, his political opponent. Therefore, when you hear me say that the failure of political leadership in Nigeria, in Africa, empowered the church, do not doubt me. Do not forget that one of the political maneuvering strategy of politicians is to keep the people poor. And the moment they kept the society poor, automatically the church will be poor, because the society is the fundamental atomic makeup of the church. The church does not have ghosts or dead people. It is made up of people like you and I, who are the members of the society. So when the people are poor, automatically the church will be poor. And for that reason, people continue to look up to politicians independently and privately. And that is when they come and give you sachet of gari, sachet of beans, sachet of this, sachet of that, in order to make you feel happy after, impoverishing you, your family, and your even unborn generation. That is their strategy. So having established that, now let's look at the facts. The truth remains that Peter Obi conducted local government elections. So Wike saying that for 8 years that Peter Obi did not conduct local government election is fallacious. I will take you guys a little bit into history. Peter Obi conducted local government election in January 2014. That was few months before leaving office in that same 2014. According to the verifiable information available on the internet space, Peter Obi had earlier maintained that part of the reasons why the elections were not conducted were because of gross litigations upon litigations. And if you fact check this very information, you will understand that Peter Obi was the man who actually instituted or initiated local government elections in Anambra State right from 1998. There has never been an election. When Ngige Onwa came into office in 2003, Ngige inaugurated what they called caretaker committees for all the 21 local governments in Anambra State. And around 2005 or thereabout, there was a transition committee. They inaugurated a transition committee, hoping that the election was going to be conducted. At this material time in the history of Anambra politics or politicking, godfatherism was a very big problem, a very big challenge. And that very incapacity or inability to conduct local government elections in Anambra State was bequeathed to Peter Obi from 2006 when he came into office. And as a result of that heavy godfatherism in Anambra State and other political higgledy-piggledy in Anambra State, Peter Obi was still not very able to conduct that election, that local government election from the beginning of time. Do not forget that Peter Obi was impeached, shortly after assuming office. You know what I mean? In 2006, towards the end of the year. And he was reinstated back in 2007. Telling you that there was a very high instability in Anambra State polity and Anambra State politicking. Eventually, after Peter Obi had done his homework, he conducted the election before leaving office. And that is why local government election has become a tradition now in Anambra State. Having established that, now let's talk about other facts and figures. Like I've always said, if Nyesom Wike, have shame, I'm sorry to use that word, and if also Nigerians have shame at large, Nigerians shouldn't be listening to politicians like this. Peter Obi has a very crystal clear track record. The same Governor Peter Obi who was given 2 plots of land free of charge as a governor, he rejected them in good faith. You can see from this very video, citing his examples like you can see here, that he was elected to bring dividends of democracy to the people of Anambra and not to steal from them. And here is Peter Obi who rejected land's offer in Anambra State. But here we are with an FCT minister who is currently being accused of allocating over 2,000 hectares of land to his son in Abuja. In fact, the man who gave that intel, who leaked that very information, has been suspended and given a query. The query is flying all over on the internet space. That is the same Nigeria, politicians have the heart to speak like this in public, and many of you believe them. It is quite unfortunate. We are not going anywhere as a people with this mindset and, intellectual incapacitation and myopicness to the overall politicking scenario in Nigeria. The same Peter Obi was asked to be given a title of a professor. He refused blatantly. He has maintained in several video clips that he never owned a piece of land in Anambra State given to him as an honor or by free will by the people of Anambra State. That where he built his house, he bought it with his money. The same Peter Obi who is not taking pension today, that is the man Nyesom Wike is maliciously attacking inside the church, inside the Church of Christ. It is absurd and quite unfortunate that on daily basis we are degenerating to this very level. Obviously, like I've told you, the parish priest or the vicar of that church may have been turned to a political tool, for the politicians, because they are also depending on the politicians to feed. Because on a very large scale, everybody is suffering the poverty, the impoverishment, which is one of the maneuvering strategy of the politicians, including the Reverend Father. So he needs money, he needs food, he needs a good car, and all of that. So the reason he could have given Nyesom Wike that very, platform to say all of those. More so, we can now clearly see that the coalition that was just formed is giving APC a very big headache. And to say it the way it is, Nyesom Wike obviously has been planted to be a tool destabilizing PDP in order to give APC a safe landing, irrespective of whatever may be other his political ambitions. But you can clearly see that the fear of APC now is that the PDP they thought will be destabilized come 2027 is migrating into the coalition. So in summary, Peter Obi's time of becoming the president of Nigeria has not passed anywhere. It has not gone anywhere. Except Peter Obi decides to back out. Like he said, he's not desperate to be the president of Nigeria, but desperate to see Nigeria work. If he backs down, so be it. I won't blame him because he's a businessman. The same man whom after his tenure as governor, he didn't go for senator, he didn't go for minister. When you talk about integrity, Nyesom Wike can never be compared to Peter Obi. It is impossible. It is impossible. So telling you that he's moving from one political party to another, it is as a result of the criminality in the Nigerian political system. Yes. If you decide to remain in one political party, in some instances, especially in the Nigeria of today, where APC is projecting everybody to a one-party system, you can never win an election. They will never allow you. They will use their forces, their intels to destroy the foundation of that political party. The same thing they did in Labour Party, which is one of the reasons why Peter Obi is joining this coalition. The same thing they are currently doing in PDP. So the coalition is taking them by force. And I sincerely hope that it yields the expected fruit to Nigerians home and abroad in the end. At this point, I will allow you guys to be the judge. Don't forget to let me know what you think in the comment section and share this video. Man, another person, Siam. God bless you.